Hello indie game fans, more new trailers and some new Steam pages to check out. And if you're new here, wishlisting these games do help the developers, so get on it right now. We begin with another long anticipated title in Narita Boy. Originally kickstarted in 2017, and we finally get a Steam store page showing signs of life. It's a little bit trippy and strange, where you play as the legendary pixel hero trapped in the digital kingdom, and of course uses my favourite art style. It has a very cool look and aesthetic of a retro cyber future akin to something that you would find in Tron, but there's some amount of corruption and post-apocalyptic vibes as well. While the visuals have changed in development, if they manage to stick with what's in this trailer, then I would be impressed. It does have a release window of 2021, and I do think that it would make it out, so add another one to the watch list and fingers crossed it's good. A title which I absolutely love the look of is Here Comes Niko, having to immediately make this video when I found out about it. It's a 3D platformer where you get a job as a professional friend, having to adventure across scenic islands, make friends, catch fish, solve puzzles and more. Your boss is a frog, which adds to the whimsy, with this just looking so very pleasant, which is something that I need right now, so cannot wait for this. This video is brought to you by the action platformer title Android Hunter 8, a Mega Man style 2.5D game where you fight against the robot uprising. It has a familiar setup where you're free to tackle any of these 8 levels in any order that you choose, with a boss at the end of each, which, once defeated, does grant you their ability. It has some beautifully animated cutscenes as well, although the controls do take a little bit to get used to, but I should say that the best way to find out is to give this a shot, and it's available right now on Steam, so hop on over and give it a look. There was an indie direct earlier this week which had some good games featured, and one such announcement was the unsurprising release of Grindstone on Switch, following its Apple Arcade exclusivity. It's a very compelling match 3 puzzle game which is one of my favourite genres, although personally I'm waiting for the Steam version. One look at Timefall and you can probably guess its inspiration, not surprising considering how much of an impact Undertale had on everyone, gamers and developers alike. It's an RPG where you play as a child who simply does not have to miss the train, but has a karma system, an avoid 'em up active combat system, and some amount of weirdness, but everything from the art and the in-combat sprites do look very much like its inspiration. I definitely wouldn't say that it's a shameless clone since it does look neat, and since Deltarune is something different, this game could fill that gap quite nicely. It's currently seeking funding on Kickstarter with quite a modest target, so do have a look at the page and chip in if you want. I do love developer Spryfox, who are surprisingly a good sized studio since their games are always very cute, having made titles like Triple Town and Alpha Bear, with their next project being Cozy Grove. It's an exploration life sim title where you play as a spirit scout wandering the forest to help soothe the local spirits every day. Another supremely cozy title as in the name, this looks wonderful as well. Always a fan of shoot 'em ups, and a pixel art title in development is Mechanical Star Astra. This looks like how I remember the arcade classics to be, so it got my attention with a demo on itch being available right now. I just did a video covering fighting games, and a title that I did not expect was The Black Heart. While the look may not appeal to everyone, stick around since there's some interesting history. While there are only 6 characters, apparently this has been in some form of development for 10 years or so, being made by a solo developer using the Mugen engine, so it might be of interest to fighting game fans. Absolutely fell in love with the Fang once I found out about it, since it's a 1-bit action-adventure title, which, as mentioned in yesterday's video, can be a bold choice since it does turn some people off but not me. Really not much details on the game are available, just that you play as a man wielding his weapons, exploring an abandoned megastructure crawling with mutant creatures. And the store page does show off some Korean characters, so this developer might be from there.
Build the ultimate medieval tournament.
I do love tycoon games, and Tourney, the medieval tournament simulator, did get my attention.
Invite champions from your house. And watch as they vie for victory with other knights.
I was fascinated with the medieval setting as a kid, from reading novels, TV shows, and of course, video games, so a simulation game where you're organizing these jousting tournaments is interesting.
Put down vendors for food, ale, and shopping.
It's cool how they chose to focus on this particular aspect rather than a full-fledged medieval town simulator which has been done, so perhaps this narrower focus would be good for them.
Make sure to equip.
As of the time this video goes live, it will be in the final hours of its Kickstarter campaign, which has just crossed its target, but do look over the tiers and support if you want.
Risk defeat.
A gorgeous hand-drawn title that I stumbled upon does take quite an unexpected twist, so just wait for it. Saviorless, not to be confused with the pixel art Metroidvania Savior, is a hand-drawn action puzzle platformer that looks super cool, and then the twist kicks in for the horrifying and dark fantasy theme. Not sure if it's a Metroidvania, but it doesn't have to be for me to be interested, since I'm down for the look alone. And the big news, in case you missed it, is that Cyber Shadow finally got a release date at the end of January, and for being my most anticipated pixel art and action platformer title, I'm very pleased about this. Fingers crossed this might be 2021 Game of the Year material, so it may take the #1 spot more than once. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos, and I will see you after the jump.